Sulek, 5.497 for Wits as it stands. So really excitingly poised.
Right, the very last action on the track this morning will be 3 heats of the first round in the women's 200 metres. We've had the men's 200 metres, now it's the turn of the women to go through their paces. So we saw on the outside Jemima Joseph of France quickly whizzing through Martina Hofmanova of Czech Republic. Artemis Melina Anastasio. Then Nkansa of Belgium, who we saw have a very good 100 metres, made the semi-finals, second fastest 100 metre runner in Belgium. Not quite as good over 200. Fontana of Italy, Wally of Austria. This is Jodie Williams, European silver at 200 metres back in 2014. Now really racing 400 metres. Went under 50 seconds last year. European indoor bronze in Torun in March of last year. So Williams is in lane 2, and then on the inside, Marika Popovic-Drapola. So this year, only Fontana of Italy has gone inside 23 seconds. Williams has been concentrating more on the 400 metres, and she got a bronze at the Commonwealth Games 2 weeks ago. 3 to go through as of right.
Set.
And they're away, and it looks as though Williams has made a good start as well. Also Fontana, and on the outside running well is Joseph. Now Fontana drifting back, it's Williams striding out. Williams has really torn apart this field over the second half of the race. Williams wins by a very large margin. 22.92, that's the season's best for Williams. First time under 23 seconds this year. Well, Williams had an excellent start, just kept it going around the bend, and then just went through the gears down the home straight.
Yeah, interesting to see that she's chosen to concentrate on the 200 metres, over which she's kind of made her name. Obviously a fantastic junior career as a sprinter. In the last couple of years moving to 400 and going sub 50 seconds terrifically in Tokyo, but accepted that she wouldn't recover in time to be part of the World Championships, but focusing on this event, as we've said a couple of times, could prove to be a good idea. And Nkansa, someone who's improved quite a lot this year, impressively, and she has also progressed nicely, along with Joseph and Anastasio.
Well, actually, I'm just looking at my notes here. I have the qualifying conditions as the same as the men, as just the first 3 to go through automatically. Maybe they've changed the qualifying conditions around at a late stage.
Yeah, showing up as first 4 in each heat, and then 4-time qualifiers with 3 heats in total.
That makes 16 going through from the first round. Okay, we'll double check that as we go along.
You can see slightly different running styles in the previous angle for Nkansa and Williams, who just eked away, looked so relaxed in the closing stages.
Nice shot there of the finishers. Joseph and Nkansa certainly through. Nkansa very close to her bed.
So Tiam 44.81 with that last throw there. Christian, by the way, has passed her last effort, incidentally. Slight shame, but anyway, let's move on back to the women's 200 metres.
And I can resolve the issue over qualification. I believe that it's several of the seeded athletes have withdrawn from the semi-finals, so they've opened up the qualification to the first round. But as of last night, it was a slightly tighter qualifying process. Now the second heat.
Yeah, we just saw Jessica Bianca Vesely get the applause from the crowd, Julia Henriksson, and then Bozzolo of Portugal, another who impressed in the 100, the veteran. Anina Kortetmar of Finland, Jamile Samuel, a key part of the Dutch relay team, with the likes of Daphne Schippers in recent years. No Schippers at these championships. A tough year with injury. Lucia Carrillo from lane 3. Olivia Fotopoulou, big improvement for the Cypriot to 22.99 this year. Be great to see Cyprus with a sprinter progressing. Had some good performances in the throws so far. Getting a men's hammer medal at the Commonwealth Games, among other championships this year. And Beth Dobbin, well, a relay medal for her for Scotland at the Commonwealths. As we see the officials taking, shall we say, protective action from the sun. Haven't quite got to those levels yet. We're using cardboard instead. So, Dobbin, Fotopoulou, Carrillo, Samuel, Kortetmar, Bozzolo, Henriksson and Vesely. And just as all that anticipation to get the race underway, we're going to be recalled. The athletes had settled into their blocks, got ready like coiled springs to explode out of them. Let's see if we can spot anything. It's difficult to look along all 8 lanes staggered at the same time. Possibly Kortetmar moved a little early.
Well, they think it's Dobbin. I couldn't see what happened there. No, Dobbin is coming up on the screen as having twitched and got away quickest.
So will it be a yellow card as we saw a few moments ago?
They do look as though they're brandishing a yellow card, so Beth Dobbin perhaps gets away with it.
A false start, lane 1.
Well, this time it does appear to be a false start rather than a yellow card. I think that yellow card was firmly inside the book but wasn't being brandished, and it is a false start this time.
Quickly flipped over.
So it makes it hard to read, really, that narrow amount of difference between that minus reaction time we saw now and the one we saw previously, and the one for Jacques Ali Harvey in the men's 100, and one that leads to a DQ rather than a yellow card.
And the one for Arthur Abelais, I think, is the more contentious one.
So very quickly the athletes get on with it then. And going nicely there is Bozzolo in the green of Portugal. Vesely trying to use the boost of home supporters here, but Lauren Bozzolo now being overtaken by Jamile Samuel. Should still go through. Fotopoulou going nicely, and Vesely. These 4 then. 23 seconds dead. So Jamile Samuel, 22.96, her season's best coming into this. And she had to run pretty close to it in order to win this heat. Bozzolo making it through just as she did in the 100, and then Vesely, a season's best, just 200ths between them, and confirming that time for Fotopoulou. Fantastic to see Cyprus, who had a really good season for them in athletics. The European under-18s, 4 medals there, their best championships, indoors or out at any age group level in European comp.
Well, Fotopoulou's sister was in the long jump at the Commonwealth Games and was in the long jump qualifying here. I have to say, without looking at my notes, I don't know whether she qualified for the final, but she's been close to the Cypriot record. As we look at Jamile Samuel, well, Samuel for so long has been one of the top Dutch-British sprinters, being part of a number of successful Dutch 4x100 metre squads that have taken medals at European level, and really was the class act in this heat. Not much between her and Bozzolo coming into the home straight, but then really pulls away, pours it on. Nicely done from Jamile Samuel. Not quite as quick as the preceding heat, but there wasn't much in it.
Jamile Samuel on home soil won the 4x1 relay in Amsterdam in 2016. She has 4 medals from these championships, 1 individually in Berlin, the bronze. Behind Daphne Shippers, who got the silver, and Dina Asher-Smith, the gold. I don't think we've heard, Phil, actually, whether Dina Asher-Smith, like Niklas Kaul out front. However, different story with Sulek trying to get that silver rather than gold.
Now, the very last action in the stadium on this, a very long morning session on the 4th day of the 2022 European Athletics Championships here in Munich. And it's the 3rd heat of the first round of the women's 200 metres. Now we're just flicking past the runners from the outside. It's been Lena Poirier of Switzerland, Lisa Lilia of Sweden, Imke Verwert of Belgium, Shana Gribo of France, good Italian, Irene Siragusa, Nicoletta Horowska, catching up now with our director, Alexandra Burkhardt, and then on the inside, Elisabeth Sletum. Well, we have 3 women, Horowska, Siragusa and Gribo, who've got career bests of under 23 seconds. Both Horowska in lane 3 and Gribo in lane 5 have run 22.98 this season already. Running something similar would see them comfortably through to tonight's semi-finals, when they'll meet the seeded runners. And there has been a change in the qualification procedure from what you might have seen perhaps earlier on today. So it's 4 to go through and 4 fastest non-automatic qualifiers. We understand, although we can't confirm the names, 1 or 2 of the seeded runners have withdrawn. Could well include Dina Asher-Smith. So as they settle down from the inside, Sletum Norway, Burghardt Germany, Horowska Poland, Siragusa Italy, Gribo France, Verwert Belgium, Lilia Sweden, and on the outside Poirier of Switzerland. And it is Gribo who's running well at this moment. Gribo, the Frenchwoman, in lane 5 having a good run. Also on the inside, it's Burkhardt, the very good, long-striding German. Gribo, the Frenchwoman, trying to close her down. In fact, she does get her as Burkhardt tires badly over the final 30 metres. And it is Gribo who comes through with a great surge over the final quarter of the race. I think Siragusa got there as well. Well, Gribo, no, Verwert got up there. At this distance, and it can be a little bit difficult to spot the vests. But Gribo, 23 seconds exactly, just 200ths outside her personal best. And Verwert of Belgium equals her best at 23.05. Burghardt, despite tiring up, comes through with 23.16. Lilia, 23.20, very close to her best as well, which is 23.14. And then the 2 women who should have done better, Horowska and Siragusa, well, we now know they do get through as fastest non-automatic qualifiers in 5th and 6th place, as does Poirier, the Swiss woman, who finishes 7th. So 3 of the 4 fastest non-automatic qualifiers coming through from that heat.
So the women who've qualified getting ready later on for those semi-finals. A nice break until just after 8:30 local time this evening, in which they'll be glad to have some cooler conditions as well, as we watch Shana Grebo come through very close in the end. Imke Verwet, that new lifetime best, equaling performance 23.05 given as officially. And Alexandra Burkhardt, the sort of athlete who might play a bigger part in the relay team now. I think Lucan Kemba, the 100 champion, looked to have a really bad cut to her knee after winning that title a couple of nights ago.
Big smiles from Shana Grebo, the French sprinter. Good morning's work from her, just 200ths outside her best. Sirigusu, well, breathe a sigh of relief. She should have done better than that in this heat. A good start, and then really didn't manage to accelerate down the home straight. Rose Sletten, the only woman not to make it through. And those are the consolidated results, with Great Britain's Jodie Williams, the only woman to go inside 23 seconds, 22.92. But Grebo and Samuel, the two other heat winners, 23 seconds exactly. There's the full list of qualifiers through to tonight's semi-finals. Joining Horovska, Siragusa and Poignet from that last race that you saw, Suzanne Wally also gets through as the fastest non-automatic qualifier. Fontana, well, she was perhaps someone we expected to do better. She was a bit disappointing. She won't make it through.